Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. We got a few people joining. We got a few people joining. Come on in. Come on in. So excited to see everyone. Hello, 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 Miss Joyce. Hello, Miss Joyce. Hello, so good to see you.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
That's good to see you. Are you still in Guyana?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. We'll be missing you. We had a quite a
Awesome, awesome.
I,
quite a few events we had. We had
yeah, I
funeral,
see.
we
I'm
had
missing a lot.
celebration of this, and we had celebration of that, and they have all kinds of stuff. So we had all kinds of stuff happening while you
Yeah, I'm
were gone.
sorry. Sorry, I'm missing out so much. I keep looking and feeling envious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep missing out on a lot of the stuff. Yeah, but that's all right. You where you are, you're
Yeah,
doing good there. You have to be there, so it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
yeah.
So
All right.
we're not
Thanks.
wherever you are, that's where God needs you right now. That's where God needs you right now. So
You
you
know what?
just
That's a nice way to put it. I'm gonna think it that way. Yes. Thank you.
hello. I don't have your email. Can you text me your email? Thanks. Bye bye. Yes, yes, yes. That was our speaker. That was our speaker. I'm gonna send her an email with the link. So we're in for a treat today. We're going to be talking about nutrition. I'm so happy everyone is here.
Vivian, this is Frida. I wish I was closer to you because it seems like y'all have so many activities over there that I really need to be involved in. So I'm sorry you're on the other side of the world, but
I
it
know,
sounds like
girl.
it's
I
exciting.
know, I know. Let me let me send the link to the so tell me where you're at. Talk to me a little bit while I do this.
I'm in Punta Gorda, Florida. I'm about 30 minutes north of Fort Myers and an hour and a half south of Tampa. I'm about 2 hours and 45 minutes from Miami and Fort Lauderdale, if that helps.
I I don't forget that you're also you need to come up with when you're going to talk on your topic, okay? Because I you didn't give me a date on that yet.
Because I wasn't quite clear. But yes, I am getting it firmer because I'm going to
Yeah, because
some one conference stuff.
I'm trying to do the calendar.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to do my calendar and get it started ahead of time because I'm not a last minute kind of person.
Understand. Well, what dates do you have? You have weeks out. What is your timeline looking like?
It doesn't matter. You give me a date and then I fill up around all of that date. That's how I do it.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. Well, let me look and see because I do have updates and all this good stuff. And I'm actually presenting out in different places with the Smart Money Blueprint, which is a program for the lending company. So I tell you what, let me work on getting some together and then we can talk. I can give you some dates. How's that?
Right. And then right. So then what I do is find people that to speak. I think next week we're going to be talking on fraud. So we fraud that goes on with seniors because there's so much fraud that goes on with seniors when it comes to health insurance and stuff like that, getting them switching them out and stuff like that. There's a lot of fraud that goes on. So we are trying to prevent, I've spoken to so many people recently about all the fraud that goes on. There's steal their identity, all of that stuff that goes on. But it's 6:36. Can you pray for us? Can you pray, Frida?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right,
Um,
we'll let you pray, and then after that we'll carry on some more conversation. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Lord, for blessing our host, for giving us this information, for making sure that we're informed, that we're in the know, that we're not lost. God did not expect us to be slow, and even in business, He don't expect us to be behind the power curve. So when we're able to embrace with each other, teach each other, and share, it makes us all better Christians and better people. Thank you, and bless our lesson tonight and open our minds and hearts so that we can hear what is being sent out to us, so we can receive it and incorporate it into our life. Thank you. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Thank you so much for everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming tonight. Our speaker, I sent the speaker the link, so the speaker should be coming on. She don't. I sent it to her by text message, but I guess she don't join by text. She joined by email, so hopefully she have gotten it. But we have a lot that's going on, lots that's going on in the community, lots that's going on in people's life. But tonight, you are listening to No Filter, No Script Seniors, and this is where we, find information and we share it with our seniors. Whatever it is that we need, sometimes it might be just to help with an application. Sometimes it might be, just help them with their cell phone, figure that out and things like that. But we are here just to help each other, each one help one, each one teach one as well. Whatever it is that we need to know, don't matter what information. I think I remember Miss Vilmer was able to give me some information on, attorney that can help seniors, so whatever information that you have, please make sure that I do have that information, where I can share it with each other. But for those of you that don't know me, I'm Viv Cunningham, and I am one of the hosts for No Filter, No Script. We also have Miss Rosemary. Miss Rosemary is on a route to her daughter's home, where hopefully she'll be able to join us a little later. And sometimes emergency comes up, and we're not able to be where we're supposed to be. But you know what? It's all good. I just want everyone to be able to travel safe wherever they're traveling from. And then tonight we're going to be talking about senior nutrients and senior eating and things like that. And feel free to open up your mic and ask questions. I also have Miss Ronna Lee. She's not here. She's busy working. Boy, she's working. Instead of her taking it easy by the Space Coast, she goes out there now. She's like working like really crazy. So she has not been able to join us. But she does. She was the one that helped us come up with this topic for this week. I was going to talk on something else, and she says, "How about if we could talk on senior nutrition?" So that's how we came up with this, and it was like a last minute thing because I had something else and to do on that we were going to talk on, but it was a last minute, so we kind of scrambled to get this topic. But this topic is just as important as any other topic when it comes to senior. So tonight we're going to be talking about senior diet, eating well for a stronger life. And the thing is, when we put stuff in our body, the things we put in our body, if we put sweets, we tend to be sluggish. If we put salt, I remember eating something that was really salty, and it seems like you have to drink a lot of water. But we need to make sure that we are eating properly, because what we eat is how we feel, and we have to understand that, because doctors don't sometimes some doctors will teach us about health, and then sometimes some doctors won't, because a lot of times we take all this medication when we could be eating for life. We could be the medication that we take. Just think about it. You could get off that medication if you're eating properly, if you're eating good food, because the food gives you energy. It gives you brain health. It gives you strength. It gives you in a better mood. I find out when I eat, and if I eat something sweet, or I eat sweet, then it picks me up, and then also then it drops me down, because it gives me that sense of false energy, and then all of a sudden it's like boop, I am down. So tonight we are going to be keeping it practical, honest, and helpful. And I'm gonna introduce now the Zoom user. Is that Miss Darkin? Is that you in the? That's you. All right, all right. All right. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that you come on in. That is good. Okay, so it's good to have you. We have a lot of connectors on here tonight. What we do is we talk, and then if you guys have any question, we give you the opportunity to ask question, and at the end, we'll give you the opportunity to say who you are and introduce yourself and where you're listening from. Please feel free to share this link out with anyone that you know that need it. It will be broadcast live on Facebook. I think I'm doing Facebook, I'm doing YouTube, and I'm also doing TikTok today. So I get a chance to broadcast on three different stations all at the same time. So, but today, we're going to be talking about, the great topic, which this topic fuels us. And we have to understand that we need to eat right. A lot of us, we pretty much eat pretty good, I think, from Jamaica because we eat a lot of natural stuff and things like that. But Miss Rosemary was giving me a little snippet on Miss Darkins where she was telling me that that was her mother's sister. So that means that's her aunt. And I said, isn't that amazing just to think what a blessing that is that her mom's aunt is still alive, and praise God and look well as usual. She looks great. You look great. You look great. But anyway, I'm gonna introduce her, and then we can carry on the conversation and talk a little bit about Miss Rosemary is trying to see if she can catch her talking. So I'm trying to talk a little bit so we can kind of delay it so she can hear her because she really wants to hear her. I text her the link in order to so she can listen in. So hopefully she's able to join us. So Miss Tracy, I see that you're there. That is good to see you. It's always a pleasure to see you. I saw you on Sunday, and boy, you are looking good. And Miss Joyce, she's still in Guyana. And I see Miss Vilma is there as well. Miss Frida is there. Jean is there. Miss Darnett is there. So I just thank you guys for just joining us tonight. So I'm gonna introduce our guest speaker since it's 6:43. Maybe she can talk a little bit, and then as long as she wants to talk, and then also then of course we'll answer any question. But let me go ahead and introduce her. I have her bio here. I'll introduce her. Okay, so Miss Monica Darkins. Miss Monica Darkin is a retired nutrition education educator with the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agriculture Science for UF and IFA, which is a cooperative extension service. She's dedicated on 40 years, wow, of service in Miami-Dade. So she's in Florida, Miami-Dade County, where she coordinates the expanded food and nutrition education program, which is known as the EFNEP, helping limited resources family with young and school age children, improve their health and their nutrition. During her career, she also taught nutrition, education, and also the Misko, maybe I'm mispronouncing that wrong, Siki, Native Indian, young and adult mothers. She plays a key role in developing nutrition program, which is awesome for Asian family, helping have the curriculum translated into Creole. Wow, that is really awesome. And distributed across 10 Florida counties. Participated in the EFNEP program. Wow, she have really done quite a bit. Mrs. Darkins has received several honors for her work, included the Innovator Award for the USDA Cooperative Extensive Service during the EFNEP's 50th anniversary celebration in Washington, D.C. Wow, wow, wow. How impressive. A lifetime of service, education, and impact. Miss Monica Darkins has helped strengthen countless family and communities through her nutrition outreach. Connectors, help me welcome Miss Monica Darkins. Welcome. So glad to have you, and such a pleasure to meet you. And how impressive is that resume? And just to think that, wow, you actually put that into language that people can understand it. And just to think that, Creole, just to think,
Hmm.
that's pretty amazing. That's pretty remarkable, just to think that you're able to do that. And not many people can say that, hey, I translated this into this, and so someone can understand it. But Miss Rosemary and I was talking today about hats off. Hats off to the people who stepped out and make a difference in our community, in our Florida community. Now, this evening, you're going to be making a difference in our seniors community, which is senior living here in Central Florida. No script, no filter. So I'm going to have you take the floor, and you can talk as long as you need to talk. And then after that, we'll have the connectors. We call ourselves the connectors. We'll have the connectors ask questions. Okay. Thank you so much. Take the floor.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, host.
Good
Nice to
evening.
meet. Nice to meet you, and hope I can live up to that resume.
Yes, I believe you can. I believe you can, Kai. That's very impressive. She was even telling me about Denby, that you were part of that. You're a family of that. Wow, remarkable. She was
Father.
telling me that, they're the one that import all the foods and stuff into the United States and stuff like that. And I says, wow, how impressive that
Yeah.
is.
My father was a amazing agricultural genius, I call him.
Wow.
He was with the Ministry of Agriculture for 33 plus years and did
Amazing.
a lot of great agriculture in Jamaica. So Denby was one of his he was a co-founder, I guess, or a co-cooperator with Denby Show.
Wow.
And the 4-H clubs,
So is that
everybody
why you
knows.
decided to go into nutrition?
Not
That's
really. I studied home economics. You remember
okay.
that in school? And food
Yep.
and nutrition is a part of home economics.
Okay.
So I kind of was mentored by one of my high school teachers who was teaching home economics. And we had to do our project. We had to sew something, a garment, and we had to cook a meal. And she gave me some rave reviews. So,
Okay.
and then she said, I'm paraphrasing, but she said, I think you're going to be do very well in our field or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I took it to heart and I pursued it. So, I hats off to Miss McKay was her name. I'll
Mm-hmm.
never forget her in high school in Jamaica. So yeah, so I pursued nutrition education when I came to the States to live. My mom brought us all to New York, and
Mm.
I did my first. I did an AA degree at New York City Community College in
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, hospitality management, food and hospitality management, hotel and restaurant technology, and then graduated 2 more years. I went to Queens College and did my food and nutrition education under home economics. So
Wow.
yeah, I've been doing that for a while.
Very good. Very good. Wow. That
Yeah,
makes a
yeah.
difference in a lot of children's life. Just be able to,
Yes.
get good nutrition in the school.
Yes, absolutely. Because I did a lot of work. Our agency does a lot of work in the school system with the Head Start and the preschools and the parents
Oh,
with the aftercare program in the classrooms. We do it also with our nutrition. We have a 4-H nutrition program. You remember the 4-H clubs?
yes. We still have a
Well,
building here in Florida, in Orlando.
we
Yeah,
run that
4-H.
program. Our agency
Oh.
expanded the Extension Service USDA through
Mm-hmm.
University of Florida. We run that program also all over the state and all over the country. And maybe I'll give our website before I even start, because the agency that I worked for, which you have on my bio, is in every state and it's in every county in every state. And it's also in all the US territories. And it's all giving educational information in agriculture, home
Mm-hmm.
economics, 4-H clubs, horticulture, marine science, all of those areas that affect everyone in their life is covered under that agency. So I'll give the website, and once you go on there, you can find any county. All 67 counties have offices,
Wow.
and as
Wow.
I mentioned, it's in every state.
Mm-hmm.
We're a part of USDA.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Right.
how come, I mentioned that in my bio? So yeah, it's a very, and it's our tax dollars at work for us. It's all the classes and everything is free. They're all
Oh,
free. The
really?
classes, the publications, everything.
And anyone can go on there and listen to it?
Well, yes, they have tutorials on there, but in your counties, they have classes. They'll come out and teach about gardening or, home economics or whatever a person needs or a group needs, horticulture, what to do about your plants, your flowers, your garden, your fruits. It's all free. And there's offices all over. There's one in Orange County and there's one in, are you in Orlando?
And no, I'm in Lake County, but I know,
Lake
yeah, I know.
County, they have an office in every county. Lake
Okay.
County, just look for the Lake County Cooperative Extension Service, and
Corporate
it'll come up on your computer. It's in
extension
Lake,
service.
it's in
Okay.
every county, Seminole County, Lake County, or Orange County, everywhere. So
Yeah, I used to be a part of the one that was in Seminole County.
okay,
Yeah, they still, as a matter of fact, they still send me information and stuff like that. So yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you know about it then, yes.
yeah. But I didn't know that you had ties to it like that.
Yes. Oh, yes. We're all over the state, and we all do the same thing. It's similar, we have agriculture specialists, we have horticulture specialists, we have marine science specialists, and of course, us in home economics. Which also, home economics has had a new name for many years now. I don't know if you've ever heard of family and consumer sciences.
Oh, okay. So they changed the name because I remember when I was in school, it was this home
Home
economics.
ec. Well, over 10
Right.
years ago, the name was changed. So if you have grandkids or anyone you're associated with have children in school and they're taking that, it's going to be called Family and Consumer Sciences.
Okay.
Because home economics is not only cooking and sewing. I always tell people we don't only stitch and stir.
Mm-hmm.
We have five different areas in home economics. And one of the areas is human development. And so they do classes about the family, which includes the seniors, the children and
Mm-hmm.
parents and seniors, and there's a financial management, there's a home environment, your home, um, how to decorate your home or what to do about fixing things in the home.
Really?
And
Wow.
yeah, and there's clothing and textile design, which is people call
Wow.
sewing. There's five major areas in home ec, so it's a good program. And like I said, it's in every
Nice.
county. But since we're going to be talking about elder nutrition, um, you know, everyone I think was familiar with the food pyramid, right? You
Mm-hmm.
remember the
Yeah.
food pyramid? Then they changed it last year, and no, not last year, maybe 10, 12 years ago. They made it into the plate, my plate.
My
Um,
plate.
and yeah, I don't know if you ever, no, the my plate to us made better sense
Mm-hmm.
because it was divided up. You eat from a plate, so that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And so they divided the plate into the food groups that we should eat from. So we have the fruits and vegetables, we have the protein, which is, your meats, we
Mm-hmm.
have the grains, carbohydrates, and then we have the dairy. So those were all marked into divided into the plate. Prior to that, it was a pyramid, and they had the grains on the bottom, mostly whole grains you're encouraged to eat. And then going up the pyramid, you had the fruits and vegetables on either side. Then you had the protein, and then you had the dairy. And at the very tip, you had oils and fats, and the reason for that was we need to consume less of those
Mm-hmm.
and more of the other foods. And the oils that we need to consume should be mainly not even vegetable oils so much, which you can, but olive oil, avocado oil. Sometimes the stores have them on sale. And so we advise the seniors, you know, um, people need to realize that seniors eat differently as you get older than other adults. Their appetite, some of them is not as big as others. Now I can speak for my mom and my aunt because they always had a big appetite even into their
Uh-huh.
90s. But a lot of seniors might not eat as much as they used to. And so, but they need to follow there's a elder um food guideline, which is now the pyramid. It used to be the plate. Now the USDA changed it last year, and now it's an inverted pyramid. So go figure. You know, I was talking to my daughter about it, and she says, "Yeah, mom, they just want to waste our tax dollar money changing up things." So it's inverted now. It's not like it used to be. So at the bottom are the meats, you know, the more healthy fruits and vegetables, and at the very tip, of course, is the oils, which we need to, you know, not consume too much of.
Mm-hmm.
We can oven fry. You know, I know a lot of people have these air fryers now.
Mm-hmm.
I know we all like our fried chicken. A lot of people like your fried chicken, but you can do it in the oven, in the air fryer, or you can oven fry in your oven. And to
Mm-hmm.
get the crispiness, you can make your own breadcrumbs, your own coating. I do that. I save the backs of my whole wheat bread and I grate it, or I might have a bagel and it got hard. I grate it and I put my seasonings in there, you know, garlic powder, herbs, and
Oh,
just, you know, coat the chicken with it.
I
And
didn't
it,
even think of that.
yeah, and you have your coating right there, you know. So
Hmm.
it's there's so many ways that we can reduce fats in our diet and eat more healthy. And for our elders, it's very important because as we get older, our muscle mass gets less.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why it's also important to exercise, to do physical activity, to keep building, keep the muscles strong. We lose muscle mass, we gain some fat around the middle.
Yep, definitely on that one.
And so it's important to walk, you know, and even to have weights. I know many seniors probably, I know you know about the senior centers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, I go to one of them and they have exercise classes. They have sit down chair yoga, chair exercises. If someone, you know, can't stand,
Yeah.
you can sit and do it. Do your legs, do your arms. You can use your weights to keep your muscles strong. Very important to use weights to keep the muscles strong because as we get older, things get a little loose and we need to keep our muscles strong. So our protein is very important, not any age, but especially at the elder age. And, you know, the recommendation on the pyramid is that we have 2 to 3 servings of protein every day of meat kind. So, you know, fish or lean chicken, lean beef, if you know, you want to eat beef, lean,
Mm-hmm.
cut off the fat. You know, we like our people like their oxtail, right? But
Yep.
that has a lot of fat on it. So cut the fat off as much as you can. Protein is very important. It builds muscles. Protein builds your muscles. And so since as you get older, you're losing some muscle, it's important to eat enough protein. Also, beans and nuts, if you can tolerate it, and yogurt. Greek yogurt is very good. It has protein. Milk products have protein. Also, uh, some grain products have protein. Pastas, if you read the label reading is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Read labels of the foods that we eat. For instance, we eat, people eat a lot of sodium in their foods, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't realize that almost every food has sodium. Breads, baked products, and the recommendation for sodium for the day is 2,300 milligrams. And I did a calculation, and that's 1 teaspoon. And I did
Mm-hmm.
a calculation of one slice of bread is about 150 calories. I mean, not calories, milligrams of sodium. Um, a can of soup has 800
Wow.
milligrams,
Wow.
unless you get a low sodium one. Can you imagine?
Wow. Wow.
Yes,
That's
right?
enough a month.
And that's and then a frozen dinner has 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams. That's why it's so important to read the label. You know, they put a lot of sodium in foods, especially the foods that say low fat or reduce, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that to make it taste better, they put
Mm-hmm.
more sodium. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I and 1,500 deli meat, 2 to 3 ounces of deli meat has 1,500. Has 500
Mm-hmm.
grams of sodium milligrams. And when I calculated, that's 2450. We went over. If we did that in a day, we went over the 2,300 milligrams. So we have to be very careful. I suggest that we all use herbs and spices according to our guidelines too. Lemon juice makes it a little salty taste, and it's way better than the salt. Use a lot of herbs and spices. Ginger is excellent. The Asians, the Orientals, the Chinese, they eat a lot of ginger. They use a lot of ginger in their foods. They eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and noodles. They don't
Mm-hmm.
eat a lot of fried foods. They mostly stir fry their food, which is not
Yeah.
steeped in oil for a long time, because the longer you fry your food, the more the oil gets in it. So if we eat more, stir fry vegetables or steamed vegetables, salads, very important. We can make our own dressing. We don't have to read the label again. Dressings have a lot of sodium, some of them, and fat. So oil and vinegar, and add your, Italian dressing, or your Italian herbs, your thyme.
Mm-hmm.
Also, turmeric is a very good herb. Turmeric, even my doctor recommended turmeric. Turmeric is similar to curry. You know how we love curry?
Mm-hmm.
Curry, cumin, turmeric, cumin, very healthy food. So we can eat our curry chicken because that's healthy. But turmeric is very good. You can add that on your salad, or put it in your dressing. I make my dressing most of the time with oil and
Okay.
vinegar. I put some Italian mixed dressing in there, and I put some
Okay.
turmeric and shake it up. And that way you know what you're getting, and you're
Okay.
not getting too many fats and oils and sodium from the
Mm-hmm.
others. If you have to buy a dressing, read the label. Make sure it's a low fat or low sodium dressing, because they do
Mm-hmm.
make those.
Yeah.
Very important. Seniors need to hydrate. Everybody needs to hydrate, but they especially, because of the muscle loss, we need to hydrate. Seniors often they experience reduced thirst a lot of times, and they should, proactively drink fluids. Even if they're not thirsty, they should drink a lot of fluids. Water. Some people say, "Oh, I don't like the taste of water." Hey, infuse your water. When you go to the hotels, you see they
Mm-hmm.
have cucumber in there, or
Yep.
lemons and limes. You can infuse your own water by
Right.
putting some orange slices in there, even berries, strawberries, raspberries, and make the water taste better. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
very important to drink your water and your juices, of course. Now, some juices are sweet, and it's not that sugar is added, but when you juice a fruit, the sugar is more concentrated, even though you don't add any sugar. So dilute it a little with water, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that way you don't get so much sugar. So hydration is very important, especially if you're exercising. You need to, put that back and have your hydration. So very important. Whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, oatmeal. Excellent food is oatmeal. Put your banana in there. I love to put my bananas or my what do you call it, my raisins in the oatmeal and enjoy it. You know what I love to do? I love banana porridge. Do you like banana porridge?
I love banana porridge.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite porridge. And
I
let me
haven't
tell
drink
you,
it in a while. Can you make me a
oh
bring? Can
gosh,
you bring me some?
I just bought some green bananas, and what I do is I grate it and I cook it with the oatmeal.
Mm.
It is
Oh,
delicious. And
wow.
and put some cinnamon in there, and you can even grate a little ginger. Oh my gosh, that is delicious. And you can add some raisins to it, or you cut up. I love to cut up ripe bananas in my cereal, my porridge. So we can innovate to make our taste buds still taste good, but be healthy. Very, very important. So also we need to eat a lot more fruits and vegetables, because we get most of our vitamins, vitamin C,
Mhm.
and we need B12 and vitamin D as we get older. Of course, we get it from the sun, but we need to eat it in our fruits and vegetables. Now, vitamin C and vitamin A are water soluble vitamins. That means when we go to the bathroom, or if we sweat or perspire, we're losing those vitamins. So we have to have that every day.
Oh.
Vitamin C comes from mostly from citrus,
Mm.
the oranges, a grapefruit, but it also comes from strawberries and green peppers and kiwi and a lot of vitamin C foods. We need that every day because we expel that in our perspiration or when we go to the bathroom. So we need to put that back. Very, very important. Um, Supplements are okay. If someone's eating healthy all the time, they don't necessarily need supplements. But as you get older, your doctor might, suggest you take some supplements, like a one a day that has all the nutrients in it. And vitamin D is very important to sustain your calcium. Very important to have your vitamin D and your B12 energy boosters, as we call it. So, very, very important. Watch the calories. When they formulated a 200 calorie count, they did that off of a person weighing like 150 pounds. But then some seniors weigh less, some weigh more. So we can't just one size fits all. We have to be careful about how we do our calories according to our age group. But very important, seniors, read the labels when you're buying it. Low sodium, they have a lot of low sodium foods. Now, if you can't always have to preserve your fruits, your vegetables, you can use frozen. Frozen
Mm-hmm.
vegetables are just as good because all the
Oh,
company does is they have a process called blanching,
mm-hmm.
where they dunk it in the boiling water for a few minutes, take it out and freeze it. We can do that ourselves. If we buy fresh fruits, vegetables, we can do
Mm-hmm.
the same thing and use those Ziploc frozen bags and put it in the freezer and portion it so we can use it whenever we need. But if you buy frozen, that's fine too. Okay. Now, if you have to use canned, use the low sodium. They do have low
Okay.
sodium. Look for the low sodium canned, and canned fruit. Look for the one that's in its own juice, not heavy syrup, but it's in its own
Okay.
juice, right? So very important. I had to help someone. I know a lady, a friend of mine, who has a foundation, and she helps the needy and the poor, and the homeless people. And she's shipping stuff to Jamaica and to Africa. And so she asked some of us to donate some foods. Do you know, I went into Dollar Tree. Boy, they had a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables canned, good stuff. And
Oh,
they have
really?
to, yes, and they have to make sure that it's up to date, that it's not expired.
Oh,
I got a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables, green beans, corn, and
okay.
sardines, and all of this in the Dollar Tree, dollar
Dollar Tree. You
25.
hear that? Dollar Tree, guys.
Yes,
Wow.
good stuff. Dollar, because they have to follow the USDA guidelines to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that the foods are not expired. So the ones I bought, they don't expire till 2027 and 28. Just, look at the label. They have it all
Mm-hmm.
stamped on there. And yeah, so if we can't always have, especially if we're, donating and you can't send fresh fruits and vegetables abroad, you can send canned stuff. You can Dollar Tree, man. Let me tell you, they have the goods and it's good stuff, good products.
Yeah, that's
So
good to know.
yes, and
Now
for
I'll visit there more often. The Dollar
yes,
Tree.
yes, and many seniors are on a fixed income,
Right.
so they have to watch their budget. So they can go there and I got sardines in there. It tastes good too.
Okay. I'll
So
go there and
yeah.
get some sardines because I love
Yes.
sardines.
Yes, me too. Sardines that's the other thing. The dark fish are the more healthy fish. Dark skinned fish like salmon, mackerel, kingfish, sardines, those are the healthier because they have the omega-3 fats.
Mm.
Those, the fatty fish, are the more healthy fish. All fish is good, but the fatty fish have the omega-3 in it. So sardines are excellent.
Mm.
And we can eat the bones in the sardine because it's soft. Do you know we get calcium from those bones?
Mm.
And even when we eat chicken, if we chew up the bones and swallow, we get calcium out of those bones because our bones are made of calcium. When a woman is pregnant with her baby, I worked with a lot of, you've heard about the WIC program, right?
Yep. Yep.
We did a lot of teaching with the WIC
Wow.
clients. We co-coordinated with the WIC program, and we would teach about feeding the mom, the pregnant mom, and feeding the infant and the children. And we would tell them, make sure you get enough calcium because your baby is forming their bones and teeth while in your tummy. They have their teeth already in their mouth before they're born. It's
Mm-hmm.
down in their gums. So there's
Yeah.
people that had
Right.
lost their teeth. I've heard about it in Jamaica, even here, because they weren't getting enough calcium when they were pregnant. The baby takes your calcium. So if
Yeah,
you're not
right.
putting it in, you're going to lose your teeth and get brittle bones. So very important to have calcium. And the vitamin D helps to absorb the calcium for us. So very, very important stuff. And the B12 is very essential for the brain function,
Mm-hmm.
and energy. And we need that B12, especially as seniors, need that very, 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 very good. Um, and then, of course, calories for older adults are usually fewer than for general adults. Um, but we have to read labels,
Mm-hmm.
make sure. And some people have mobility issues in chewing, so they have to eat softer foods. Their dentures might not fit right. Go back to the dentist. Make sure it's fitting
Yeah.
right. Mashed potatoes, soft noodles, things like that, is helpful. When they get their chicken breast, or the breast, the leg and thigh is usually softer, because when the chicken is walking, those muscles are moving, so it makes it more tender. So the leg and thigh is more tender. So they might want to, if someone has problems with their teeth, they might want to eat that part instead of the breast, even though the breast is good. The breast is more firm. So, just some
But
ideas.
with chicken foot, remember when chicken foot they used to be throwing it away? Now you
Yeah.
go in a supermarket and it's so expensive. It's a delicacy now.
Yes, chicken foot is just like oxtail. Remember
Yeah.
oxtail in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Oh, now you can't buy oxtail, and like you
Oh,
said, chicken foot. Now I'm not a chicken foot person, okay? I don't want to, foot in my plate. I have
I
a
just
dear
make sure.
friend.
I just want to make sure that they cut off the toes off of it. I mean,
Yes,
the little toenail. But
yes.
I mean, I don't really mind eating it. But
But let me
but
tell you what's good about that though. It has collagen.
mm,
Collagen is in the toes, the legs, and so I'll drink the soup as long as the foot isn't in there. I have a girlfriend who makes the soup. She loves it. She said, "Monica, I know you don't want to see any foot, so I'll." But the collagen is very important for our muscles, also. And remember when our moms used to make coffee jelly in Jamaica
yes,
on Sundays?
cold
We didn't
foot. Yeah.
realize we were getting collagen, which we
Oh yeah.
need. Collagen very important for our, and jello has collagen because it's made from the collagen from the animal. So the chicken food has some value because
You
it
said
has
you said Jello, as
jello.
in the little
Yes,
jiggly stuff.
gelatin.
Oh
Mhm.
really?
Made from collagen. Collagen
Wow.
is needed for our muscles and our
Maybe
bones.
maybe
Very.
I see you giving me ideas of stuff I need to go buy
Yeah,
that I
look,
used to eat.
I love jello and ice cream. You ever eat jello with ice cream?
Yeah. Oh
Woo!
my. I,
Well, let me tell you, a suggestion about that is, as we get older and we want to reduce calories, instead of ice cream, we can eat ice milk or
oh.
frozen yogurt, because it's not made from the whole. Ice cream is made from the whole milk, which has more fat,
Hmm.
but the frozen yogurt has less fat. So, and read the labels. So very, very, very good stuff. Very important. When my kids were little and they had a cold, or whatever ear infection, the doctors say, give them popsicles and give them jello. Or if they had a
Yes.
stomach, you should let them eat the jello. It's soft and jiggly. They like that, little kids and elders like it too. So and you're getting the collagen right there. So definitely drink your chicken foot soup.
I don't drink the chicken, but I mean, I used to like it, but
Okay.
I
Well,
kind of stopped eating meat probably a
yeah.
couple of years now. I stopped
Okay.
eating meat, so I eat just
Okay.
mainly fish. But when you're telling me
Okay.
about that
Mhm.
Dollar Tree sardine, yeah, man, let me
Hey,
go stock up on Dollar Tree
yes.
sardine.
Oh yeah, I just ate some this morning with big green banana that I boiled, and some and
Oh,
some and some what did I sweet potato and coconut.
oh my
And then
gosh.
I with some what is that, chocho, chayote, and spinach, all of that,
Hmm.
and had it with my sardine, man. It's
So
really
you
good.
plant some of that stuff in your yard?
No, unfortunately, I bought it
Oh,
at the Spanish
okay.
shop, but it's cheap
Yeah.
enough there. I should. I wish I could, but we don't have enough space for that. But I know Rosemary does. She's a farmer.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
I
God.
go see her backyard all the time. And as a matter of
Oy.
fact, she's on. She came
Okay.
on.
He's
So
a
she's
fun.
there. So, but Rosemary, yeah, I get stuff out of her backyard all the time, you know.
Yes,
So I know
she's a
she loved her garden and where she started. She was at the Silver Star Church, and I remember when I
Mhm.
first met her, she was planting all that stuff there, and she was actually feeding the Pine Hills area just with all of that, that she grows there, and the
Yeah.
garden was very healthy.
Yes. Oh yes. She's a farmeress. I call her
Yeah.
farmeress at heart for sure. She and her hands are like green, not a
Oh
green
yeah,
thumb. She have 10
green
green
thumb.
fingers.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure,
Well,
And
thank you guys.
for sure,
I
for sure.
appreciate that. As you mentioned that I made some chicken soup for Rebecca. She ended up with the flu.
ah,
And while cooking, I needed seasoning. So I
mm-hmm.
went to the backyard, those scallion, the red bottom
Ooh,
scallion. I got
yes.
one. It was so big and fat, and I chopped it up and I took it to her, and she said 2 sips and her nose got cleared.
Oh wow. Look at that.
Garlic and chicken wings, lots of
Yes.
chicken
Oh,
wings.
that
Yeah.
was quick.
And you know what too? The steam, the heat from it will clear the
Yes.
nose too.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yeah.
guess what? Rose, you see what shirt I have on?
Raw brokerage.
Yes.
I have to send it to Ricky. Lift, tilt your camera a little bit more. Yes. Perfect. Do
I
it
had it
again.
on today. I
Yes, so
went
Yeah.
we
to
can
therapy,
show.
physical
Yes.
therapy, and I had it on, I put it on. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, let me keep it on for Anne to
Yes.
see
I'm
for
gonna
Rose.
show him. Yes, I'm gonna show him. Oh, we thank you so much for coming on with all that knowledge, girl.
My
I
pleasure.
know.
My
It is
pleasure.
Right.
just, see,
My
Miss
pleasure.
Vivian, I always deliver. See?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I'm telling you, man. You
It
ready
was
for
my
me now?
pleasure.
You
My
ready for
pleasure.
me?
So
Yes.
hold on, Miss. Hold on. So is there anything that you did not finish and did not tell us? Because we
She,
need to know the whole scoop, okay?
she
We need to
coming
know
back, man.
everything.
She coming back. She coming back.
I think I told everything, including getting physical activity. Don't sit, we tend to sit too long. At least get up, go to the kitchen, go to the bathroom. At least every 20 minutes, we should get up
Mhm.
and move around so we don't get clots. Because as you get older, you can get clots in your legs. And if clots go to the heart, that's a problem. So get moving.
And
Okay?
I have a desk that it goes up and down. So
Good,
sometimes I'll
good.
sit down, sometimes I'll
Stand
stand
up.
up.
Excellent. Yes,
Yeah.
those are wonderful. Yes, do that. Do that. Every 10 to 20 minutes we should be getting up, moving around.
Okay, that's
They
good to
say,
know.
yes, I say even 5 minutes of moving around. Long as
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
get the legs moving and the body
Yeah,
moving. Yeah.
I think you were talking about chair exercise, weren't you, at the beginning, where
Yes.
you said
Yes.
seniors can, if you can't move, you can do your chair exercise and stuff
Exactly.
like that. So
Because
yeah,
you
so you're
move your
still
legs, you
moving.
move your arms, you can even do weights in the chair.
Yeah,
Yes. Very
yeah.
important. You can do twists and turns, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of
Yeah, yeah,
activities. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But I so thank you for all that knowledge that you have. So seniors, before we let Miss Rose go, seniors, my connectors, do you have any question?
I have two questions.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Miss Darnett.
Okay. Question one. With hydration, do you sip or do you drink?
She's
Drink.
she's cutting up, so I can't
You're
hear her
you're
properly.
breaking up. So stand, lower your thing and get your phone closer to you. You're breaking up.
Okay. For the hydration, do you
Mhm.
sip your water or do you drink a certain amount at one time you sip during the day? That's
She
one of
said
my questions.
hydration. Do you drink
Yes.
a certain amount during the day?
Drink mostly now.
No,
The
do you sip?
recommendation for regular for average adult, believe it or not, is 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. But nobody does that
Okay.
hardly. But no, you
Okay.
can drink 3, 4 glasses a day. Do it mainly in the daytime, especially so you don't have to get up at night and go to the bathroom too much. So 3 to 4, 5 glasses,
Okay.
5 8-ounce glasses a day. That should do you.
Okay.
And when you drink tea and
Okay.
coffee, you also get your water too.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there's water. You use water to make the tea. There's water in your juice. There's even water in fruits. Watermelon, a lot of fruits have water. So you get some out of there. But you should drink some regular water too. 3, 4, 5 glasses a day.
Other
I like to
question.
say that tea don't count.
What do you think of steel cut oats?
Excellent. Excellent.
if you can chew it.
If you, yeah, but once you cook it so it gets soft. Yeah. Steel cut
Okay.
oats and rolled oats, not the I don't want to call names, but you can get the old fashioned rolled oats and the steel cut
Yes.
oats. You can even combine them. You cook the steel cut first, then you can add in your rolled oats, which cooks quicker, and it helps to soften it. Very good. That's very good. That is high
Thank
fiber. Excellent. And we need fiber for our digestive system to send us to the bathroom regularly. Mhm.
Okay. Miss Joyce, you had a question?
No, I was saying they said that drinking tea don't count as water.
Say that again. Yeah, tea. You make your tea with water.
Right.
So you are getting some water when you drink your tea.
Mm-hmm.
But you should drink regular water too. A lot more than the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for Miss? No question for Miss
Well,
Dawkins?
just one little thing, and you may have already said it, but is frozen vegetables, I'm told, are just as good as fresh?
Yes, I did say that. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
frozen veggies, they're
Okay.
blanched, just as good. And
Because
you
it's so
read the
much
label, you'll
easier.
see they have all the vitamins that.
All right.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Any more questions? That is like you really is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that nutrition. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
My pleasure. My
Because
that's one my kids. When you're growing your kids and you're teaching them and so one of my daughters said when she was in college, junior college, with a friend, she said, "Mom, he passed his test. He had to do something about nutrition," and she told him what I taught her, and he got an A or something. And so you never know how it's being spread, how it's being carried off when you're just
right.
doing your thing every day, as a part of your routine. Yeah, so it influences our kids to eat healthy because it's important to eat healthy from before birth
Yeah.
and birth so that we have that healthy line right through our life.
Yeah.
And if we start habits early, they stay with us. Yes.
That's it. Just eat right, and then you don't have to worry about going on diets because you're just eating properly. So, well,
Exactly. And of
thank you so
course,
much,
you're
for
welcome.
your
I have
time,
a
and thank
question.
you. Go ahead, Miss Beverly.
Do you think grits has enough fiber?
No, white products, white rice don't have as much fiber as the whole grain ones. But I do like grits, and our hostess, I eat my sardine with grits sometimes.
What?
What with grits?
Harmony.
Grits and
Monica.
sardine.
Harmony.
Sorry.
Harmony.
You know what I did? I
Harmony.
combined grits and cornmeal. I
Exactly.
cooked it together. Ooh, that was good.
Like
Look at Anne's
turn
face.
meal?
Look at
Turn
Rose's face.
meal.
You do it like turn meal?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But the grits, anything that's white products don't have as much fiber as the brown products. Aren't we lucky we're brown people?
Yeah. We got lots of fibers.
Yes. Brown rice, we used to call it brown bread in Jamaica. People used to say remember brown bread? That was like whole wheat bread. That was better than the white bread.
Bread, yes.
Yeah.
So all the dark whole grain products are better. They have more fiber. Yes. But you can have your grits every once in a while. We say moderation. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Everything,
Yes.
I like grits.
Did you Madam Host, did you share anything extra about Auntie Monica? Where's Auntie Monica?
She did my bio.
I did her introduction before she actually spoke. So everybody knows her introduction. So yeah.
Okay. Miss
And
Joan
she talked
Edgehill.
about Denby. She talked about
good.
Denby
Joan Edgehill.
Yes.
That's my auntie. That's my mother's sister. And everything diaspora on the upper level, she feeds it to me. Anything that has to do with the Council General and the Governor General, that is my connection. She goes to everything humanly possible, anything cultural. That is my That is my connection for down south and Jamaica.
Uh,
And that's where I get all of my leads for why I'm on the Agro Invest, the
mhm,
agricultural and the USDA foods.
mhm.
That's my connect. That's where I get my stuff.
Excellent. You have some great connectors on here.
Yes.
Awesome.
And
Yes.
and she herself is a real connector. Let me tell you about
I'm
Yes.
talking about you.
resource
I
and
wish we
referral.
could.
She
I
take
have a
after
book
me.
called Anne Brown and the fruit cake. That
Oh,
is a direct one with us growing up in Irving
yes.
at the plantation
The
and having the
agricultural
chicken
center.
farm and yes,
Yep, yep.
it's a whole story by itself
Oh
that
my goodness,
you
yes.
would that is something that Joan would really appreciate for the Jamaican cultural and for
Ah,
the Jamaica American Association of
tuition.
Central
Okay.
Florida. Yes,
Yeah.
really awesome. But anyway, time is against us, and
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
wrap up. On the ready for me, on the ready
yes.
for
Let's wrap
me,
it up. Let's wrap
Lord.
it up.
You know that as a woman of certain experience level, not age now, but experience. My diet has become less about enjoyment and more about negotiation. When I was younger, I ate food now. I used to eat anything what put in front of me. Now, I have to have a meeting, a board meeting, a vote of thanks before I can sit down to enjoy my food. Everything I put in my mouth has a consequence, immediate, delayed, or spiritual. My doctor doesn't even ask me what I eat anymore, He just look at me and say, let's see what the test results show on your blood test. And let me tell you what shows up. According to my blood test, I'm no longer a woman. I am a garden with a pharmacy attached. 10% prune juice, 5% callaloo, 10% senna, Lord have mercy, and 10% of that leafy vegetable they call lettuce. And the rest, the lab technician just write on the paper, God help her. I said, excuse me, sir. Is there any portion in there? He said, ma'am, at this point, you are more fiber than faith. Now listen, my stomach, oh God, it has more confidential information stuck in there that has not been passed out yet. It holds everybody's problem. Things I cannot say, things I cannot even repeat, things that I swallow just to keep the peace. My stomach said that to me, whispered last night. Don't worry, I'll keep it. And it has been keeping it for years. That is why nothing moves. People think it's just digestion. No, that is emotional storage. Every time somebody offends me and I say, it's okay, my intestine says, say what? No, sir. And now it's paying for my politeness. So here I am, drinking prune juice like it's communion, eating callaloo like I'm trying to reconnect with my ancestors, and taking senna like I'm filling a formal complaint with my colon. Lettuce, please. Lettuce is just there for decoration. It doesn't do anything but make me feel like I tried. And let me tell you the real struggle, hunger. Nighttime, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. That's when my belly decides it's time to put some things away to take me through the night, for we're about to do the Passover. Because all of this discipline, all of this sacrifice, all of this cleansing, I'm still hungry. Hungry is in my spirit, hungry is in my soul, hungry is in my memory, because my body may have changed, but my taste buds are still saved and sanctified in the church of Oxtail. You talk about Oxtail. And when that hunger rise up, when I'm done with everything right, when I've been faithful to the fiber, I hear a voice says, no, it's not the doctor's voice, not the nutritionist's voice. A deep voice that says, let's go to the kitchen. And Cully say, come girl, let's go. And I stand there and I open the pot and I take a look inside and I say, Lord, you know my heart. Because right there, staring right back at me, is the oxtail with extra gravy, calling my name like it has a personal relationship with me. And in that moment, I have a decision to make. Do I honor the lab report or do I honor my appetite? And let me be honest with you, woman to woman. Sometimes wisdom is knowing that life is short and gravy is quite long. So just pass me a piece of oxtail, I did not miss it. Just bring me the prune juice and I'll take it tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank okay, thank you for that.
Friday.
I will
No,
send you
this is
some snack ideas for bedtime, okay?
yes,
That
yes,
is
yes.
not so consuming.
I'm sorry I had to mash up your eloquent discussion, but
Yes,
boss, at
yes.
9 o'clock at night, for some reason, man, just take one little piece.
Mm-mm.
But I do cook cow skin, I do cook cow foot, and I do cook oxtail all in one pot. That's
Mm.
my treat once a month for the
Okay.
collagen. Once a month, I
Okay.
indulge.
Okay.
Yes, I do. But
Well, I
anyway,
didn't get to touch on
it's just a
snacks.
comical take on on what send up. I didn't even want to touch Cersei because that
Oh
one,
Lord.
Lord have mercy. I did not want to. That's for another episode,
Mm.
Miss Vivian.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Cersei, no sir.
Yep.
Not a time. But
I know you're
anyway,
Well,
running out of time, but I
I
we're
did
done
touch on
now.
snacks just quickly. If you
mm-hmm.
have whole wheat crackers and you have almond butter, peanut butter, that's a good nighttime snack.
Okay.
Okay.
Peanut butter. Okay. Yep.
Almond with a little
I
milk, go to bed.
okay. Okay.
What about graham cracker in the night?
Yes, graham cracker is good. Yes,
Okay.
I
yes.
like
And
peanuts
me like
and
me.
raw
What do you do
cashew.
for heartburn? What do you do for heartburn?
Oh my gosh, heartburn is your doctor's issue. If what is that, Mylanta? Or stay away from greasy foods, especially at night. Pizza, fried foods, greasy. That is what gives you that reflux and heartburn.
Mm-hmm.
And of course gassy foods too at night, like cabbage and things like that. You're better off with some almond milk, warm, some either graham crackers or whole wheat crackers with some almond butter is excellent because almond has calcium.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Almond nuts have calcium. It's
Okay.
one of the almond and walnuts are the two best nuts,
Yes, yes.
healthiest nuts. Almond
And
and walnuts,
pistachio.
better than peanuts.
And what about
Because
Okay.
pistachio?
pistachio is excellent too,
Yeah.
yes, vitamins. But almond and walnuts are low in fat and high in nutrients.
I love the bad one. I like cashew
Yeah,
from
sure, you
when
can,
I was in
like I
Jamaica.
said, moderation.
Yeah, I
You,
love cashew.
you can have it,
Mm,
don't overdo, but and,
yeah.
and, and pistachios are excellent. Yes, yes, definitely.
Well, it has come to the end of our podcast. And if anyone would like to introduce themselves before we sign off, I thank you guys for joining. And what a great conversation this was, and what a great topic it was. So if you
Mhm.
guys want to open up your mic and say where you're listening from, and then if you find this useful, please share it with someone that they can come on in and listen and join our conversation weekly. Anyone want to introduce themselves?
Joan Edge here, listening from Ocoee.
Hey,
Okay,
welcome. Happy to
welcome.
have you,
Good to
Joan.
be here. Thank you. And thank you so much. Wonderful. Love the information given today.
You're
Yes, yes.
welcome. You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Anyone else wants to introduce himself? Miss Carolyn Shaw, Miss Beverly, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, this is Beverly. I just thank you
Hi,
so
Miss
much for the
Beverly.
information. Hey, Joan. That information worth $1,000,000.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're
That's
very
good.
Yeah.
That's
welcome.
good.
Stay
We
That's
take
good.
healthy.
Zell.
That's good.
Take Zell, she says.
Anyone else wants to introduce
Take
himself? Don't you guys don't have to be shy. Hi, Miss Connie. I know you can't unmute yourself. One day I'm gonna come over there, come figure out how to help you, show you how to unmute yourself.
And Miss Tracy's trying too.
Yeah, Miss
Oh, that's
Connie.
person.
That's Miss
Oh,
Tracy. Miss Tracy's Miss Connie. Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, one day I'll come over there and show you how to unmute yourself so you can
Mm.
talk. All right, well, guys, we've come to the end of our podcast. I thank you guys for joining us. If anybody else wants to say anything before we go, please unmute yourself and say it. And I look forward to connecting with you guys the same time, 6:30 next Monday. I think we're going to be talking about fraud, I think, next Monday
That's
on
good.
seniors. So
That's
because
good.
that's so important,
Yes.
to discuss that. So we're going to be talking about a little bit about that next week, to what things to stay away from and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yes.
can't cover that topic enough because every day I
Mm-hmm.
talk to someone is telling me how something happened, money's
Mm-hmm.
missing from their account.
Mm.
I mean, all
Terrible.
over, so
Terrible.
we have to be diligent of that. So I thank you guys
Absolutely.
for joining and appreciate you guys. Thank you, Ms. Starkin, for sharing that wealth of knowledge and gotten on a lot of stuff. I'm probably gonna have to go back and listen to this stuff, where I
Mhm.
can write some stuff down. I know where to find the sardine at, which is Dollar Tree.
Yes. Well, it's been my pleasure, and I
Yeah.
wish nothing but great health for your listeners and yourself.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Rosemary, for
Yes.
for our guest speaker. That's really awesome. Miss Vilma, we thank you. Miss Joan, we thank you. Miss Iva, we thank you. Miss Connie, we thank you. Thank you, everyone. Miss Darnett, we thank you. Miss Beverly, we thank you. Have a great night, and I look forward to connecting with you guys. Remember, if you guys have any questions about anything, please reach out to me, and between Rosemary and I will figure it out. And we missed Miss Ronna Lee this week. She was the one that helped us, said, "Hey, talk about nutrition." So yeah, this was her. This was
Okay.
her thing. But we're
All
so
right.
happy that Miss Rose connected us to you, Miss Starkin. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
My
Okay.
pleasure. My
All
pleasure.
right. Take care.
Blessings,
Thank you,
everyone.
Auntie Juanita.
Love you.
I
Bye
love you
Love
bye.
your
more.
hair.
Yes.
All of that. Love yours too.
All
And the
righty. Be
classes.
blessed.
Be
Good
Bye.
blessed.
night, everyone.